Hi, I'm Tom. In this lesson we're hopefully going to expand your fretting hand technique a little bit with a few more exercises. This is the intermediate video, so if you feel a bit overwhelmed, head over to the basic video to get yourself started. Here's the first exercise up to speed. Okay, so I'm just going to break this down. All three exercises in this lesson are quite similar and they all build on from each other, but they're very important to practice separately to build up different techniques. This first one is concentrating just on hammer-ons. So we're playing in the 4th position and we're going to play 4th fret on the D string with our first finger. We're then going to hammer onto the 5th fret with our middle finger, and then we're going to hammer onto the 7th fret with our little finger. So that's going to sound like this, sort of up to speed. So that's quite slow actually. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing on the G string, the string below that. And that's all there is to exercise 1, but it's very important to practice this so that we've got an even sound like this. We want to be hearing steady 8th notes. We don't want to be hearing this. You'll find that when you're changing string you might need to reposition yourself, so you need to take that into account when you're practicing. It's best to practice with a metronome or to some steady beat, whether it be a drum machine or a real life drummer, and practice this so it sounds even. Not because that completely breaks the rhythm. Here it is up to speed. So you probably recognise this a lot from the first exercise. It's the same position, same notes, but we're playing them in reverse order. We're going to start on the G string at the 7th fret and play that with our little finger, put that with our fretting hand, then we're going to pull off to the 5th fret, and I'm using my middle finger to that, and then we're going to pull that off to the 4th fret. Then we're going to do exactly the same thing on the D string. And then we're just going to repeat them together. Again, we need to be extremely careful to keep these equal note lengths. Is what we want to be hearing, rather than we want to keep it even, basically. So here it is up to speed. The next exercise moves around a bit, which could present a bit of difficulty. Remember to take it slowly. We want to be hearing each note of an equal length rather than huge gaps when you're changing position. Here it is up to speed. So this is very similar to the first two, but we're expanding on it slightly. We're actually picking a lot less than you would imagine. We're only picking twice, and that's when we change strings. So we're going to start in the... we actually start with the first exercise. So we're going to go 4, 5, 7, so pick, hammer, hammer, and then we're going to do the same thing on the G. Pick, hammer, hammer, and from here, instead of picking again when we move up, we're just going to slide up. So I'll just play the 4, 5, 7 to get into it. Slide up to the 9th fret on the G. And then we're going to do the same finger pattern from the second exercise, but the notes are slightly different. Instead of it being 7, 5, 4, we're doing 9, 7, 5. So we've got a tone-tone gap this time, which is a bit more of a stretch. And that's going to be like this. So again, it's similar to exercise 2 with the, but we've just moved it up in the scale position. And then after this note we slide down again, no picking, we slide, ready to start that again. So I'm going to play the whole thing slowly. As you can see, I'm only picking when I'm changing strings. We've got... That's all with one pick. Pick, pull, 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 hammer, hammer. And that's a slide rather than a pull. Here it is up to speed. That's all for this lesson. If you feel like you want to expand this technique a little bit more, I've got an advanced video on the way, but please make sure you're comfortable with these exercises first. Thanks for watching.